Latrell can, when Latrell gets them,
Yeah.
they're just as good as Burton.
I don't disagree. Brian.
So can't we just get him to do them?
We can. Panthers 26 defeat the Knights 18. Sold out McDonald Jones Stadium, the completion of Beanies for Brain Cancer round. $3.1 million raised. Well done once again. The little engine that could, the Mark Hughes Foundation on fire. Beanie for Brain Cancer round. Another resounding success. Mose Leota, he sets up the Dylan Edwards try. He's scoring plenty of tries at the moment, Dylan Edwards. Jerome Luai, he started halfback. Now, you got to say things before the fact. My halves would actually be, I would have picked Jerome Luai at halfback.
Okay.
With Burton.
Burton at 6.
Yeah, that would be my New South Wales
You've got a real
halves.
boner for Burton. I'm
I've got a burner Burton, or vice versa.
Burner-bo.
Bradman Best, he was fantastic, wasn't he?
Bradman Best was very, very
the painter.
good. Yep.
He was cutting in all over the place.
he was. He didn't need the roller.
Yeah.
He just came back from that. Maybe that's what counted against him. I don't know, but
well, you had to pick Latrell. That's what counted against him.
Latrell going in there.
Yeah, and you've got to have Critter.
They were going good though. The Panthers were cruising until the Knights started to, and this is the way you got to play the Panthers. They were trying something a little bit different, kicking a little bit earlier.
Love it.
That drive to Dylan Lucas, that just opened up like the Red Sea, and we've got a new Fletcher in town.
Yeah,
Fletcher Sharp,
by name and by nature.
Far out.
Yeah,
didn't he make Jerome look pedestrian?
You can understand why. See, David Armstrong seeing all this unfold at training, and you can understand why he wants to go to the Super League, can't you? He was behind Fletcher Sharp at the start of the year.
Yep, and FS.
Yeah,
is just he looks good.
Yeah.
So Davey Armstrong, just so I'm correct, he was contracted.
He had just re-signed.
Okay, so must have got a mega offer.
But then Lemmy and the Lee Leopards said, "Hey, champion, how about this?"
Gotcha. Okay.
And he's gone, "Okay, there's Fletcher Sharp there.
Kalen's there.
Kalen comes back. Western Webb.
He seems too good to be playing over there, though. No offense.
No,
to
but
the
those
Super
players,
League.
mate, that type of player. See, I'm in. You know what it's like to go to Super League. These sort of fledgling players, you need to qualify to go to England. So right now he qualifies having played X amount of NRL games.
So go now while the iron is hot.
Yeah, that's right. So if he waits 12 months and maybe for whatever reason doesn't crack the NRL, see you later.
I was just thinking, I suppose there's a lot of good young.
And if he kills it over there for a couple of years, Brian, he'll come back and the rest is history. But anyway, have you say, Panthers just keep doing Panther things, 26 points to 18. Last week, the Newcastle Knights pushed Melbourne, but again, they meet a mighty team and just fall short. I missed this game, and I was very hot on the Dragons to win this game, but clearly I've got it wrong. Seagulls 30 to the Dragons 14. Sold out at Four Pines Park. They love playing there, just the one loss, and they led Canberra by 20, and it all fell apart. But apparently, one of the great victories.
One of the great victories. They lost their starting front rower in the first 10 minutes. They were down at one stage. They were down to 13. Our man, Bitcoin Bullymore, goodness me, he just came and conquered.
Did he?
He was just carving up the crypto man.
Bitcoin Bullymore.
Yeah, Bitcoin Bullymore. Very, very. Well, I said it earlier. The Dragons just played the wrong style of game. All they had to do was just kick long, and just get those forwards on the roundabout, just making them run up
on the conveyor belt.
They just couldn't do it. They kept turning the ball over, especially in that first half. Sua and Leilua they couldn't handle them. For whatever reason, they went away from that. One good thing that I did see, and I think this should come in, this should be a rule. Ola Kawatu went down and just clipped Kyle Flanagan.
Yep.
Kyle went down and sort of, I don't know whether he milked it or not, but he got the penalty.
Yep.
But the referee just said, well, you've sort of stayed down. You're off for 15 minutes.
Who stayed down?
Kyle. Kyle looked to me like milking a penalty.
Oh, so he headbinned him.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love it.
So, and when he walked off, Daly gave him a bit of a gobful. And you could tell Kyle did milk it a little bit.
Yeah.
But that 15 minutes that he was off, that was their chance to get back into the game, and Manly just ran away with it. So I did like that. This will stop players, and when we get to the Parramatta one with Kelmer, did you see that
the
one?
Milky Bars are us.
Did you see that?
Oh, mate, and you know what?
I think if you stay down and you get a penalty, all the referees have just got to show some cojones.
Yep. And you know what? The Roosters jammed him after that, and then he knocked it on. The rugby league god said, not an hour. He's actually got the big suspension, Kelmer.
Oh, yeah. That should have been a send-off.
Yep.
That had to be a send-off.
Yep.
If you think Joseph Swali's was a send-off,
he's got the same punishment, essentially.
Yeah,
4 weeks.
But what if he landed? What if he really got injured?
Yeah.
Is that when we send him off?
That's
Or was
right.
it because Lindsay got jumped straight up?
Okay, can I ask you this? Should the suspension be on intention,
Correct.
or should it be on the outcome of the injury? No, I'm with you.
It's like if you
speed,
conspiracy to commit murder
Yep.
is exactly the same as that's True Crime Monday.
Yeah, you know you love conspiracy theories.
Yes.
I spoke to somebody about conspiracy theories, and he said, "Do you know why people believe in conspiracy theories? Because something is unclear, and they have something in their mindset where they must believe an outcome, so they choose one way or the other.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They cannot live in a land of."
That's some people who have autism have that.
Yeah,
that sort of
has to be matter of fact.
Yep, has to be you have to prove.
Yep.
And it has to be convincing argument.
Correct.
For them to believe it. So
Yes.
if they've got something in their mind, you
Yep.
have to come up with the evidence to prove it. We're all skeppos here. Are you skeptics?
Skeppo Central.
I'm a heavy skeptic.
Roosters led 16-0. 16-0. They were out of the gates. Hargreaves goes to the bin. Eels got a little bit of momentum. The big play was when Regan charges up the middle of the field, the halfway line, pops it off, and eventually Moses gets the first try. Dylan Brown, geez, he looks sharp. And
Well, they're both down to 12 men when they both went on a run.
Yep.
So when Janko scored, the Para were down to that 12 men,
Yep.
and then conversely,
Yep.
when Jared was off, so it just shows you how hard it is when you got one man down in NRL. Imagine in Origin.
Not in our day, Brian. They're too good now.
Yeah.
So in our day, if you were 13 on 12 or 12 on 13, you could sort of work it out. But now they're so good that one player
Game's
off.
too fast.
Too fast.
They're too fast. They're too big. Straight between the posts.
Trent Robinson, though, of course. Angus Crichton, isn't he flying at the moment?
Goodness me.
Career best?
He's up there.
Sometimes the best gifts come badly wrapped.
He is up there. We had the boys on last night. We had Joey and Connor on last night, and they just said he had one of the best off seasons that they've ever seen with players, like
He's
doing
fine.
extras and training and getting back to where he was. So for the young whippersnappers out there, training is everything.
As I tell you what, as Justin Yeo, the father of Isaiah Yeo, said, Isaiah was no star as a kid. He said
he worked hard.
He said effort beats talent.
There's no such thing as luck.
Yeah.
Just an iron will and the strictest of disciplines.
Correct.
Hello to you, Mr. Gundy.
Hello, Mr. Gundy. Here's Mr. Robinson. Hello to you, Mr. Robinson, on Connor Watson.
I think he was in contention for game one, and he obviously missed through the throat, and he. I was about to put him out there at centre tonight. He can play hooker, he plays 13, he plays 6. But his biggest asset is his energy. He makes other guys feel really good about the way that they play. His communication skills are high. He's an incredible teammate.
Oh, there you go. Do you reckon Madge was listening?
Maybe.
Saturday night.
Just under 25,000 at Go Media Stadium. Another sellout to the point where they moved the Super Rugby semi-final. 16th straight win, the Melbourne Storm over the Warriors, the longest current streak in the National Rugby League. But they did lead 14 points to 0 after 17 minutes. But then all of a sudden, Jerome Hughes, 4 try assists.
Sugar, I was that bullish. I had a bet, and what are you really gambling with? I was that keen on the Warriors.
Yeah, Sean the Trader was the same.
So keen. And after 20-odd minutes, I thought, I'm home here. 14 up, and they were bashing Melbourne. Like, absolutely flogging them. And then your man, Jerome, just went kick, short ball, kick, long ball, just too good. The long ball he threw far out to set up, I think it was the Bullfrog scored.
Yeah.
I mean,
Jeremiah.
Yeah, he scored. It was one hell of a ball.
Wow. Andrew Webster on Sean Johnson and Tamari Martin, their performance.
I didn't feel Sean got enough opportunities to show what he could do tonight, but completely comfortable with what Tamari was doing too, and we always knew that we were going to slowly introduce new things, that we spread the field really evenly, and both players get an opportunity to shine, and Sean particularly, and didn't want to come back in the team and let's change it all, and we had two training sessions prepared together. I mean, they did, the boys, the halves, so they were just really clear on let's keep it how it was, and Sean said I'll play this role and let Tamati keep doing it. I think the whole team and myself were happy with that.
Okay, you're a good Terry reader. What'd you make of those comments?
I'm not as good as you. Tamari's going to have more. He might be 7 next week.
Oh, you read it as him having more.
That's what I felt.
Oh, I read the other way.
Okay.
I reckon next week it's 60-40.
Okay.
I reckon he's saying that SJ's come back in, putting the team first, 50-50's fine.
Gotcha. This is why you're the king. What happened to Dessert?
Got injured.
I know he got
Shoulder injury.
Oh,
yeah,
gosh.
Rocco Berry.
He was good.
Waiteni Zelezniak facing a one-game suspension as well. Eli Katoa. We just knew this. As sure as rocking horse, you know what. Eli Katoa, when he left there to go to the Storm, he was going to grow a leg, and he has.
He grew a leg. He was very good. But the best back rower, the best forward on the field was Murata.
Yeah, they missed him, did they?
Oh, he was very good.
Yeah, he's a gun. He's an absolute jet. West Tigers, 18 points to 10. 18 points to 10. Hello to you. We've got this new segment coming up, Reptile. They avoid their 10th straight defeat. And we said this on this very program, move Appy to 7. Move Appy to 7. And everyone said, he can't do it, he can't do it. Well, he did. He had an absolute blinder. He started again for the West Tigers. Olam got a double. And Titans 9 line breaks to the West Tigers 2. Benji Marshall on Appy Coruscant. Here he is.
It's hard to explain Uppy. He's just the most selfless captain you could ever ask for. And as a head coach, as a rookie head coach, I lean a lot on him. And it's unfair sometimes how much I lean on him, And in a crisis like we were with no halves to choose from, he put his hand up to play there, which took him away from his position that he could probably be pushing for New South Wales selection, should be. So the team first mentality is why we love him so much, and he hates the accolades, and we're not getting carried away. It's one win, but he's a big part of what we do, and we love him.
Yeah, so Benji said this about. I actually disagree with these comments, and there was a journalist, it might have been Fatima Kadu, who wrote something similar, where Uppy Coruscant going to halfback would be a negative towards his selection for New South Wales. I feel the other way. We know he can play hooker. I actually felt it was an opportunity for him. If he shines at the 7, well, then his value at number 14 increases. That was my personal view, and Benji clearly sees it the same way as Fatima. But I just saw it the other way, that if he can shine, we know he's a gun number 9. He's 1, 2, 3 comps there.
Yeah, no, he was good. They moved him back to 9. They put that young Mason in.
Yeah,
he looked all right.
He looked good.
He looked all right, but it was this salad. Caesar was the difference.
He is the difference.
Caesar, he's the answer.
He is the answer.
He's the Drew Hutchinson of the Tigers. Just his kicking game. The more you think about it, you need to have a very, very experienced 7.
Yep.
Or an experienced player to play 7.
Yep.
You can see what's happening up at Brisbane when they've got young Jock, where he's just sort of making. I mean, his kicking game is just a little bit off Adam Reynolds.
How you finish your sets, whether it's run, pass, whatever the case may be, it's so important for field position.
High-end finish, we call it.
High-end finish.
We need high-end finishes. And South Sydney have got Cody in at 7. Look, he's not a natural 7. He hasn't grown up at 7, but he's experienced. So he's making the right decisions.
Yep. What'd you make of that game? Rabbitohs 22-12 over the Bronx.
Yeah, no, they were really good. I enjoyed that game because we were keen on the Bunnies. They're just holding the ball. They're getting to their kicks. This is South Sydney side. It seems to me they're playing a little bit within themselves, as we know, but that's because they've still got a few players to come back into the side. Once they get Campbell Graham back in, I think they're going to be. Look, it's a hard road to make the 8, but I just think at the price I took them, I'm quite happy. But Brisbane were terrible. Make no mistake, South Sydney were good, but Brisbane turned. I think they made nearly 20 errors.
Yeah, that's why the wild card round I like, Brian.
Okay.
Because you got the hot hand of a South Sydney who's charging up versus maybe a flailing 8th position, and you want to see a team like this who you're saying the numbers are they need to win 9 from 11.
It seems that way.
But if it was a wild card round and 7 and 8th were not guaranteed, it gave a week off for those in the top 6, then all of a sudden hot hand Houlihan comes through, which might be the South Sydney Rabbitohs, might be the Cowboys, might be otherwise. But it's interesting. Less dead rubbers.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a chat for another
They've also
day.
got Totola to come back in as well. So he's a gun.
Yeah.
And Cookie, tell you what, Cookie's going good the last couple of weeks.
And the other, and I don't want to get down this path, but the other reason why I support the wildcard is we don't have equality in the draw. You're playing some teams twice and others not. So, anyway,
Can I ask you this?
1300 01 1170, have you say?
Do you think when we get to 20 teams, it'll just be playing each other once?
Has to be.
But it won't, right? It won't because
No, it has to be.
the broadcasters want their...
No, but Ivan Cleary, we're going to get to this a little bit later on, but Ivan Cleary's talking about the fact
No,
that...
it won't happen, will it?
Well, it will, and with the women's game. And why can't you just insert in the middle of the season like a Challenge Cup and bring through the youngsters to fill in the content if that's what you need?
Yeah, well,
It has to, Brian. It's too
Taxing.
brutal a game. It is.
Okay, so the broadcast, when they sit down, they sit with the NRL and they say, righto, this broadcast deal, 2027, by the way,
Yep.
is when this one ends. So if we have 20 teams by then, do you foresee that just playing each other once
Yeah.
to make it even?
You need other content, such as the women's game and maybe a Challenge Cup, whatever the case may be. But when you're at that negotiating table, you've got the upper hand. Like, if Channel 9 want it, or they don't, and Channel 7 go, oh, okay, we'll do that. That's when you have to nail it.
Okay. Yeah.
It's too much, Brian.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. Would you do this then if we've got 19 rounds, do we do the standalone Origin?
Possibly. I like Buzz come up with a Monday. I like that.
It's never worked.
Why?
You mean Origin on a Monday?
Yeah.
It's never worked. We tried it on a Sunday. Ratings were down. You got to stick to Wednesday when you have a spaghetti bowl and your Nana's apple pie with ice cream for
As
dessert.
Jerry Seinfeld says, if they like it, don't change it. So maybe you're right. Maybe you are right, Dwight. Cowboys 34-16, dominant win. They had to do that. All the Origin stars. They got Marcus Byers coming out of their Shaminda, so they are well placed. The Raiders, well, you feel for them. They need Jamal back. It's time to get Jamal back. But we're going to break because we've got a new segment coming up.
Oh, yeah, what is it?
You better be listening.